entrepreneur. And it's been long argued that the potential for what this thing can actually do has not actually been achieved or reached by many, many people. Where would you say that the state of artificial intelligence as a technology in Kenya has touched so far?
In Kenya or even in the world, currently with AI, what we are using is said to actually be the least. Like we are just scratching the surface, right? And I think sometime last week or earlier this week, Cloud, which is what we are now leaning on more, and like ChatGPT, they put up a report showing their usage across different countries in the world. And it is very interesting that for the global majority countries, so the likes of, Africa, we are using this tool particularly for what they called homework and programming activities. So the things like building chatbots that are based off of some of this AI, virtual assistants, etc., etc. So we haven't necessarily gone into the trenches of, for example, exploring what is being called strong AI. We are currently doing a lot of the weak or the narrow AI, which is around this general purpose AI and building products or services out of that. So in our ecosystem, and I think this even came out of still that report, majority users are students. So that tells you something.
In Kenya?
In Kenya.
Okay.
And many of the global majority countries. It's the young population that is interested. At least from just a generic place, right? So that should help us think through how we want to approach regulation or how we want to engage or interact with artificial intelligence on the continent, right? So I think it is very important, and I like that your first question is, what does it look like in Kenya? What is AI looking like? How are we using AI? What are we using it for? Who is using it? To inform and create the context under which we will now come and say we are regulating AI.
Because speaking of regulation, there has been, of course, there is a bill, and there has been concerns that it was just copy-pasted from a foreign country.
Okay.
I don't know how factual that is, but it seems the concern was that we are not mindful of our homegrown situation. I think technology has phases of adoption. So, and you rightly put it that we are still in the weak, not the strong version of the AI.
Yeah.
So as we come up with our own, regulation, how do we marry where we are with the international standards? How do we borrow from the best practice with those people who have regulations out there and bills and laws to bring it home, to make it homegrown? Also, not to stifle the utilization of AI, because it seems to be something that we must have. We need to be in tandem with the time. It's an element of balancing development and the laws that we develop for ourselves. How do we seek that equilibrium?
I don't know if I'm going to be jumping the gun by trying to look at this bill that is being presented.
Go for it.
I go for it. Because I think it gives us like a great way to kind of begin to address that question. Is it a copy-paste? I don't think so. It's missing quite a bit. I'm sure people who are saying it's a copy-paste, many of them have leaned on the EU AI Act because of primarily the risk aspect. So what the EU AI Act, one of the things that it's known for is that it categorizes risk when you're using AI systems. So there is what it calls prohibited use of AI. There is the category of high risk. There is the category of, I think, medium and then low risk. We have an element of that in this bill. But a lot more is missing that you find within the EU AI Act. So that is the first thing. So I don't think this is a beautiful copy-paste, which could be a good thing, Maybe we are going away from just picking and, So having said that, and I think just from the initial look of this bill, and Eve mentioned that lawyers did a really good job of unpacking this bill. They're on YouTube. You can check it out. Some of the strengths that are coming out of this particular bill is, one, it has a very human-centric lens. At least it makes provision for that. In that, from the place of, say, even the workforce, it tries to make sure that whoever is deploying or rolling out AI systems in the workplace actually has some element of assessment. How will this affect my workforce? How can I remedy or mitigate displacement, So that is a good thing that it does. That element of workforce impact assessment actually doesn't feature anywhere else. It is unique to this particular bill, which is a good thing. And then the governance, the introduction of the risk tiers, the element of deepfake criminalization, those are all, even having the advisory committee, those are strengths.
The AI commissioner.
The AI commissioner. The strength there is that it is under a state office, right? So there is an element of independence. But then when you come back and you look at, say, instance, involvement of the president and the cabinet secretary of ICT in some of their roles, you're like, so is it independent, right? The deepfake criminal offense that it highlights is also, in and of itself, can be seen as a good thing, right? But then the questions that are coming out are, is this a reaction to what the three judge bench recently put down some provisions under the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, particularly on fake information and fake news. So is it just trying to pitch it back in, or is it a genuine